For our Division A West matchup, I'm Not Trolling versus Fratres? Fritos? Either way. We're going to be going ahead and seeing a Leoric, Brightwing, Garrosh, Sylvanas, and Mephisto. For our red team, we're looking at a Blaze, Sergeant Hammer, Muradin, and Enthrall. Is this right? Hold on 1 second. I feel like this is not right. Sergeant Hammer is on the right, played by Mexican 96. Okay, Mexican 96. Nice name. Muradin immediately tossed into the fray, polymorphed by Brightwing. That's it. Okay. Bit of a different start here by comparison, because like we started with some of the lower games today. We, Division B, C, D, and like the early game was just like with these Garroshes was just like all gas, no brakes, and to see like immediately a Garrosh go in and then kind of like back away. Wow, that. Can we talk about that read right there? Can we talk about that read from Mephisto getting the Shade of Mephisto away from that Stormbolt? Really well played, really well played. Anyways, we do have Garrosh, though, taking a lot of damage right now. Phase Shift from Brightwing is going to be coming through, does heal him up. Meanwhile, Leoric is soaking up mid, Blaze taking care of top, and we continue to see pressure through the bottom lane as the Sergeant Hammer starts to back away. And, I think that's it for just that contention. I don't know if they're going to step into this camp or if this will be just easily grabbed. I like the way that that was actually really cool from Shot Down. Not sure if it was on purpose to just reposition one of the Impalers so that Mephisto's arc from the Lightning Nova actually connected. I'm not sure if that was an intentional tech or if it was just, accidentally done, but either way, really cool if it was intended. Okay. Camps to be traded here. Frozen Punisher, mid lane. Blaze with the oil slick into the top, as well as Leoric just catching some soak in said lane. Level 4 coming in for each side, as we have Echo the Elements for the Thrall at level 1. You're gonna be able to have the extra charge of Chain Lightning. You also do have the mana cost reduction as well. Gonna be able to poke onto the objective phase really well with that, as we have Thrall starting to get that Wind Fury value. A lot of damage into Sylvanas. She gets the Haunting Wave. Muradin cannot land any sort of ranged ability. That's a Hammer who's getting tossed, but she's gonna get pulled away. Can you imagine Garrosh literally throwing a siege tank? I'd love to see, because there's a mod in StarCraft 2, if I'm not mistaken, of, it's like, what is it? It's a mod that makes all of the units like actual size or whatever. I'd love that for Heroes the Storm. I really would love that for Heroes the Storm. Like Anduin sitting next to a siege, like the siege tank actually taking up like this much room on the map, like and then Azmodan, like isn't Azmodan like absolutely humongous model wise? I can't wait for Baha's run through real scale. Maybe we just turn it on for Legacy of the Void. Oh no, well, we were talking about maybe doing Legacy of the Memes, weren't we? I don't know if that actually like changes the story. This man with a gun gets destroyed by a single Void Ray. I wonder how big the Void Ray is actually. I mean, isn't the mothership like absolutely insane in size? Jet propulsion from Blaze, like it's supposed to be like a flying city. Cypher, I think that's how you say their name. I'm just gonna assume. Mephisto jumping in and out right now. 20-some skeletal defenders to each side. It's a bit of a race between the two of these teams. Polymorph onto Sergeant Hammer. She's gonna start backing away. Groundbreaker onto 2. No scaling on the level 1 for the Garrosh right now. Jet propulsion from Blaze gets the stun onto a couple. A Chastise with the piercing light will get a stack and a pierce through, but of course, first Punisher goes over to the side of I'm Not Trolling. Mothership is bigger than the map, that's what I thought. Mothership is bigger than the butt. Quality butt spot right there. Thrall will finish out his level 4 and then immediately die, so, hey, he can't lose those stacks. Sylvanas will lock down the mid lane fort and amplify the siege. Muradin getting tossed right into a root. He gets the dwarf toss out. Damage over time, not enough to get the kill. Sylvanas, haunting wave. She's looking. Can she find it? Nice Stormbolt back. Stops any sort of chase. Muradin will be able to hearth out. A very good first objective phase, amplified by the siege of Sylvanas with her black arrows, but overall, a kill as well, helping out in all of that. Thrall going down, greeting a little bit for those stacks. Actually, I don't know if I would call it greeting, because I really didn't see exactly his positioning as he died. So it might have not been greeting, might have actually been a displacement from Garrosh, and some polymorph value from this Brightwing. Ooh, Soothing Mist. I like how Muradin waited just after the Soothing Mist to get that Stormbolt. And now, bottom lane camp, once again, we'll go over to the side of I'm not trolling. Invade onto the camp from Muradin. He's going to get dropped to 50%. Dwarf tosses out. Does he have block at 1? He does indeed. Blaze working on the mid lane as half a level to go for 10 talent tier 2 are blue team. So, well, let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like while we wait for the Arcane Punisher to pop up in top lane and wait for our 10 talent tiers at the top of our screen. I'm assuming standard across the board, maybe Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, but she can also go fishing with Mind Control quite easily. That also would be a great, I mean, Mind Control or Wailing Arrow into Entomb is huge. There's a toss, Polymorph, good combo onto Muradin. Mephisto dives out with the Shade of Mephisto, getting some splash damage with the Lightning Nova. Phase Shift from Brightwing gets the Mephisto back full and healthy, pretty much full and healthy. It's a Leoric coming down here. He's actually March of the Black King, eh? All right, March of the Black King, Leoric. What is Sylvanas going to do? Will she go for the CC potential to play into the Warlord's Challenge? That's my assumption, but no, she's going to go Wailing Arrow. Leap of Faith, pulls the Sergeant Hammer into a better position. Sylvanas actually just now joining the fight at the top of our screen. Actually going to double back really quickly because there's a wave to be shoved in through top lane and cleared out from the Blaze. A mothership is bigger than the butt. Oh. Oh, is it, Stark? Oh, by the way, do you guys have, are both teams playing bingo, Chess and Stark? Or is it just Gilly Shark at bingo night playing bingo? I kind of want to go through the card, but I also don't want to because then I don't want Boogan's people to see it. Unless you guys don't care. That's up to you. Dwarf toss in from the Muradin, gets tossed out by the Garrosh. We have a Sundering out from the Thrall. Big damage in from the Sergeant Hammer. Also, Consume Soul, excuse me, Durance of Hate coming out from the Mephisto, sets up that kill into Garrosh. We do have Mephisto trying to back away. He's trying to avoid the Thrall. Don't think it's going to work out too well. He will go down. Actually, my apologies, I missaid earlier that it was the Mephisto taking down the Garrosh. It's just gonna be 5 kills from our red team. As I misread the situation, they read it perfectly, and this is objective, and maybe fort to go down. I mean, death timers are low, but the siege potential from Sergeant Hammer is the thing we have to consider. Boogans are honorable. Okay. If you could DM me the code so I don't lose it in Twitch chat, it'd be appreciated. I don't know if you guys have your code for yet, but I'm just prepping for ahead. When this series is done, I want to take a look at it before we get the delay added to stream, etc. Because that live game is 1 hour away. 1 hour away. It's been fun casting today. We got a lot of casting done today. Lot of sidetracking. Lot of lore and mythology we also learned today. But a great day overall. Nothing as well out of the ordinary for our red team when it comes to their heroics, as we did see the Sundering earlier. Avatar for the Muradin. Thrall gonna poke at the wave with some of those chain lightnings. He did finish the Echo of the Elements. Mephisto does take the jump, drops to nearly 50%, gets the assisted toss away by Garrosh to get pulled away from that Punisher. But with Sergeant Hammer raining in shells, this is going to be continued pressure through the top lane with an 82% Punisher. Blazing bottom lane being threatened by Sylvanas and the Leoric, which is giving great opportunity for this entire crew to start pressuring harder. Muradin gets tossed in. That's a light bomb. There's a Durance of Hate. Here comes the Sundering. Mephisto trying to shred. He's gonna get rooted with Brightwing. Big Punisher stun onto Silent X. Shot down is so very low. Those spinning damage beams are almost taking him out as the keep front gate does go down in our second Punisher of the game. Hammer boosting out. Leoric. No Entomb! No Entomb from Crimson Chin to try and lock in somebody. All right, camp to be grabbed. Next Punisher. Oh, it's actually gonna be mid lane. I was like, if it's mid lane, that's kind of good for the side of I'm not trolling, as they've already taken down that mid lane fort from said first Punisher. Crimson Chin getting low. Will he pop the March of the Black King? Will he be able to? Gets the phase shift. There's the March of the Black King going through quite a few enemies. Durance of Fate spreading to quite a few on the opposing side, as that is a Muradin getting low. But Sergeant Hammer continues. Artillery raining in. Look at Thrall on the bottom left of our screen. He pops the Sunder. It's a 70-second cooldown. But Mephisto, he's going to be the one on a 30-second cooldown. I know that trade sentence sounded weird, but it's a kill, it's a death. That's worth the Sundering to me. And this will be mid lane opened up. Sergeant Hammer and friends, they might be even able to take fort off of this. How do you join this league? Exclamation NGS. That'll get you over to their website. You can join the Discord, and you can follow along with all the seasonal announcements. Right now, I don't know if you could join a team, because it is the third week in the season, second week, third week, somewhere in there. And I don't know the restrictions on joining mid-season, if you can be picked up or anything like that, but if you would like to take a look at it, exclamation NGS in chat. Light Bomb attempted. Dwarf Toss was already used as the engage onto Brightwing, so 60-second cooldown, not the worst right now. As I mentioned, that's going to be Thrall with his Sundering up in a few seconds here. Crimson Chin going to be able to back away, taps the well, gets a little blink heal from Brightwing, and the pain continues through this mid lane. No announcement on the Punisher, as Sylvanas will be able to split soak and push down bottom lane fort. I do like that call to be able to get a little bit of experience and push that gap, or close that gap, excuse me, to level 16. Muradin just trying to get away, does have some armor, physical and spell, when he does get that Dwarf Toss. Trying to remember how long that armor is for. I think it's like a second or two. 2 seconds off the Dwarf Toss, okay. Mid-season pickups can happen up until at least 2 weeks-ish. I think, aren't we 2 weeks right now? I think we're in week 2 or 3 right now, aren't we? I don't know if Raka or Crush is in chat. They might be eating food. Oh, even Ektar. I don't know if Ektar's around. Oh, the last 2 weeks. Up until, like, the last 2 weeks. Sorry, I think I read the word, and then my brain just didn't even process it. My apologies. So then, yeah, there you go. A little bit of damage in from the Mephisto. He's jumping in, shredding. Big Warlord's challenge from the Garrosh. Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. That's Muradin to fall. Durance of Fate onto 3 in the backline. The Brightwing gets thrown out. Light Bomb, excuse me, from the Anduin. Sylvanas to fall. Little Leap, mid-air bunker. Garrosh will fall as well. Thrall looking for the chase. He's casually 1v2ing, and he might actually get this kill here. Phase shift from Brightwing. Might be the opposite quite a bit. Thrall does finish out the Thunderstorm level 16. As you do see this right here, he's got that increased chain lightning damage. I don't know how I feel about this talent, to be honest. I'm so on this talent, to be honest. I think it's pretty good, but it's also like it feels like at times you can't use your Q on some on some enemies, like, ever. Because you don't want to get the reset. Granted, if you're in 5v5s, then it's really not that big of a deal, because cycling the target shouldn't be hard for you. The range on Chain Lightning's pretty favorable. Punisher through the mid lane. We are going to see this keep to fall. Punisher dropping to nearly 50%. Shot down looking for an angle. Pops the Indomitable. I think he was expecting the jump, but unfortunately goes over to 2 other members. Sergeant Hammer does take down the fort. Murden lands the Light Bomb because the Garrosh has already used his Indomitable. Murden Dwarf tosses in. There's the Sundering from the Thrall, splitting Brightwing Mephisto away from the Leoric as the Punisher starts to take down the shielding on this core. It's looking like this could be game number 1. March of the Black King does not get the value they're looking for. Sergeant Hammer may be silenced, but she can still pepper that Nexus, or that core, excuse me. And this is looking like Punisher to fall. Bunker down from Blaze. The Terrans, the Alliance, and one singular Horde will be able to take this map number 1 in our 4th best of 3 of the day. GG, well played. Alright, let's take a look at some stats. How do you join, though? I just told you. Go to !NGS. I am probably not the person to ask. I do not do anything administrative side for NGS. I just cast the games. I just show up and talk about food. Okay. Okay. Let's talks about eating chips. That is true. That is true. I do show up and talk about how eating CPUs is so delicious. Right side team won map number 1. Alrighty. Okay, let's see what happens in map number 2 here, as we are going to be heading to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Oh, I forgot to grab this game on the... Did I grab this game? I did. Okay, good. Let's grab this. What a dumb discussion earlier. Oh yeah, just eat power supplies. Oh, we have a Sergeant Hammer on the opposing side for this one. Nice. Oh, was he Sachi? It's adorable. All right, let's do a Twitch prediction. Twitch prediction time. Which team will get the first boss of the game? I'm not trolling. Fratres, and no boss taken. Okay. All right. I will introduce the teams, all that good stuff, and show you the draft, and then you do your predictions. The Nexus Grilling Series. Girl. Well, on the left-hand side, we got I'm Not Trolling. On the right-hand side, we have Fratres. And it will be a, for our blue team, we're going to see a Blaze, Brightwing, Anubarak, Tyrael, and Sergeant Hammer. Over on the side of our red team, we got that Thrall, Diablo, Anduin, Leoric, and the Vala. I'm going to go ahead and start our prediction. You got 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, on which team will get the first boss in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Will it be our blue side? Will it be the red side? Or will there be no boss taken? I do want to remind you all that if no points are put onto one of these, and that is the result, those points go to the void. Nexus Grilled Series, yes. Yeah, Akhtar, that's exactly how you spell first, with no misspellings whatsoever. Exactly. That's exactly how you spell first. Coming in here and just mocking my spelling on things. Not even subbed. What kind of mod are you even? That all kind of blended together as one word. We do have Tyrael and a Nubrak going into regeneration globes at level 1, which, if they're doing double soak together, this is actually kind of brilliant. I will be honest, there's a small bit of me that wishes that the Brightwing was a Alex Straza with the Abundance talent at level 1, with Circle of Life at level 1. And then these globes would be absolutely ridiculous, specifically for Tyrael, because Nubrak does cap at 30, if I'm not mistaken. But Tyrael does not cap. I mean, he technically does at 35,000. As I said, I want to do a tournament series where you start out on the map and you go into the sandbox map and you hit the complete all quests button at level 1. So Tyrael has like 35,000 regeneration globes, or Vala's got 1,000 Q stacks or whatever. Rainer's finished out his entire veteran marksman. I feel like that could be absolutely wild. I also feel like people would die like instantaneously from one ability, which would be hilarious to watch. Coming in here like I haven't been here all heckin' day. Exactly. So Kael'Thas starts the game with completed convection. I mean, it'd be the first time in Heroes of the Storm history, am I right? A little bit of fire stomp out from the Diablo, just kind of scouting out to the enemy. He doesn't have any level 4 yet, but he does actually pick up that Souls to Flame. Can build up some more of those souls with the fire stomps here. Might get a good angle onto Nubrak, who does burrow charge away. Shot down, almost getting shot down by Mexican 96 with the combo of the multi-shot hungering arrows and the, well, the vault value as well, because that does increase your auto damage. Leorc is going to continue to soak out the bottom lane. Singular kill advantage to the side of I'm Not Trolling. Leads them by a little bit in experience, but not by much. There's still waves to be cleared out. 41 stacks for the Diablo. 47 for Vala, 2 minutes and something. Like 3 minutes into the game. That's pretty good for Vala to be able to consistently get those autos out and build them up while also helping clear these waves for the allied team. Diablo, Shadow charges onto Blaze. Does Crimson Chin have a way to get out? It's going to be blocked by the Diablo body with that jet propulsion. Vala tries to come through with some big bursts, but it's not enough. Double multi-shot as well, as she did go repeating arrow, and she can't find the kill. In top lane, can they find the kill into Thrall? No, he actually lands, I think it was a double, maybe even, I think it was actually a triple Frostwolf right there, as he's at 5 stacks. He just needs to land one more. Might be able to be set up onto the Anubrak. He's going to continue to poke out, as Anduin does have the Divine Star. Vala keeping that hatred up as well, using the multi-shot to clear the waves a little bit faster to speed up the rotations between mid to bottom. Mid to top, excuse me. You guys want to make a modded version of HOTS where you build a hero? Could you imagine you could take, like, Falstad's talents from level 1, and then, like Vala's talents from level 4? Whoa, actually, hold on. Hold on. What if you went auto attack build Falstad, okay? You went frequent flyer at level 1, and then you took like hot pursuit from Vala from level 4. That'd be interesting. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how it would work, but in theory, like Falstad with like hot pursuit, that'd be kind of cool. Or even Illidan. Like, could you imagine Illidan with like, I forget the level 1, is it Battered Assault at level 1? And then you can take like Hot Pursuit from Vala or something, and you could just be like an Illidan that just chases people down. Oh, and then you could take like Abathur talents as well. Like you could take Adrenal Overload and just make it a baseline stat. Oh, this is wild. Everything would be really busted. I don't care. I think it'd be really fun. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, absolutely. In theory, yes. In practice, probably no. There'd be someone who instantaneously figures out how to min-max the exact, like, best OP thing that never dies. Murky has the strongest trait in a vacuum. Now I'm just picturing Murky literally in a vacuum, and that's all I can picture, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm not disagreeing, it's just like your statement, I literally just pictured a Murky in a vacuum, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's where my brain's at, apparently. Just Tracer with Hatred. Oh, yeah. A little bit of back and forth here as the Webweaver phase does come through the lane. Sergeant Hammer still putting some pressure onto the enemy with that Hover Siege, ever so much encroaching onto the enemy. Stacking-wise, we're looking pretty good across the board. Thrall did finish his level 4, also 2 stacks away, excuse me, from finishing out the Echo of the Elements. Gonna get hit by Sergeant Hammer, couple mines as well thrown on the ground. Or Junkrat with Asmodan scaling. I think about that for days now. That'd be cool, yeah. Or even the uncapped potential of Orphea's scaling as well off of minion waves. With, what is it? It Hungers, I think is the level 7. Diablo doesn't get hit by the Burrow, but he gets hit by that Impale. 10 talent tiers here, so let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers. Want to point out we got BFG, a Judgment. We also have Emerald Winds from the Brightwing. Judgment Tyrael, okay, looking to close some distance, put the pressure on, but also Emerald Winds. This will be interesting. Cocoon onto the Anduin. Diablo and friends immediately go over to clear it out. Big BFG. It's a little too early in my opinion. Here comes the Judgment. Maybe I was wrong because that BFG did have enough damage to set up the kill into Anduin. Soothing Mist, or excuse me, that's going to be the Emerald Winds out from the Brightwing, does push Diablo around, and it seems like the members of our red team are getting shoved in through the mid lane. Apocalypse from Diablo connects onto quite a few members here. What if Sergeant Hammer had Greymaine's W? That would be kind of wild. That would be kind of wild. Could you imagine Lily with Planet Cracker? It's not a good talent, but it makes me giggle to think that Lily like opens her mouth like a Muppet. Like picture a Lily Muppet, like Kermit the Frog, and she just opens her mouth and just Planet Cracker comes out. That would be, honestly, I would very much like to see that. Ultimate dad joke, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Light bomb from the Anduin onto the Sergeant Hammer. She's looking low and will go down. Cocoon onto Diablo. Is there gonna be a turn on to him? No. You're describing an old series called Laser Collection? No, I'm talking about Lily with Planet Cracker, Ektar. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Laser Collection. Does Laser Collection have Phoenix ult with Lily? No! Ultimate dad joke. Thank you for the Prime Gaming. I will resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you very much for the Prime. Thank you for the brand new Prime. Oh, God. I want Wandering Keg Diablo. Like, Diablo on, like, a circus ball. And he's on top of it. Rather than be in the keg, he's on top of it. Like, kind of like how... Anyways, fight to break out around this mid lane. Emerald Wind does push Diablo back. The Apocalypse was used. Sundering from the Thrall. This is going to be a BFG from the Sergeant Hammer as the Tyrael comes in with the Judgment on Tavala. She's fine for now. Entomb from the Leoric. That's a lot of damage on the Sergeant Hammer. He does get the phase shift from the Brightwing just in time. Shielding will be there. Jet Propulsion from Blaze connects onto 4 with the massive AoE stun. A lot of very low members here. Leoric, the first one to fall. He can cheat death. He's not the worst to lose. Tyrael gonna be able to dip, dive, dodge around. He's got that Sword of Justice, as we do have the red Webweavers in each lane. Bottom lane, really massive wave onto the fort. Top lane, onto the fort front gate as mid will be cleared out. Vala does go down. Diablo coming in. That's also, as a note, Vala does lose one of her stacks of Creed of the Hunter. I believe that is her first death. Yes, it is. So she's down to 20%. On the bonus attack speed. As we have Emerald Wind from Brightwing. She's gonna try and phase shift away, though. Can't get the root. Light Bomb from the Anduin. There's gonna be a hit onto a Nubrek, but he also Cocoon said Anduin, and that is the end of the Webweaver phase with the, actually, the bottom lane Webweaver still going. Thanks for casting our game earlier. You're a pillar to the community. Aw, thank you so much, Ultimate Dad Joke. Thank you seriously for the Prime. I appreciate you using your Bezos bucks over here. There's a lot of places you can take your Prime, and I appreciate you using it here. Seriously. It helps. Every bit helps. As this is my job. Now I'm just thinking of, like, Asmodan with Judgment. Could you imagine? He just comes flying at you, mandibles and all. A little bit of shielding from the Tyrael. Vala picks up another stack out of the 300 on that Creed of the Hunter, so she's up to 3% right now. Judge in, trample out. Oh! Anduin immediately getting taken out right there. Vala trying to get some counter pressure. I think that was the Tyrael. No, Tyrael didn't use Judgment. It's coming in right there onto the Vala. So Vala will go down. Anduin to fall. We have Brightwing actually taken out. I might have misread the initiation to this fight, but either way, let's talk about Sergeant Hammer right here, because she's going to get pushed in by the Diablo. He goes for the Fire Stomp. A little bit of a early overpower, but it doesn't matter because the Sergeant Hammer still falls. Diablo full souls currently, and he's got that W build, so he's healing up quite a bit when he does hit enemies with that W, that Fire Stomp. Meanwhile, though, the turn-in did happen for the Webweaver phase. We have a half a level lead to the side of I'm Not Trolling as they start to push in these Webweavers here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 2. Stitches with Fly and Hunt, no one is safe. Oh my god, could you imagine? That'd be amazing. Light Bomb onto 2 players, and Nubrak will get hit with the Chastise. We have an Emerald Wind from the Brightwing to push back the enemy. Oh my god, there's so much pressure onto Leorc, but he's draining the HP. And he's gonna pop the Entomb. Tyrael does get away. Blaze almost cooks up a bag of bones. That's not how that works, okay. What time is the feet cam? You can't come into my stream once every 13 months and ask for feet. Come on, you gotta be more consistent than that. Oh my god! Just a BFG from, I wouldn't say downtown, but pretty far away. Really well played from the Sergeant Hammer on that BFG snipe. Does get the kill. I believe that was onto the into the Vala, excuse me. Jet propulsion from Blaze does connect, and a turn-in availability exists here to the members of I'm Not Trolling. Bunker down from Blaze, he should be able to back away. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, you better be. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. Forever. I'm here. Where are my feet? You can't come in demanding these things, chat. If you were here yesterday, you would have gotten free feet. I was literally talking about Kerrigan heals. And I was showing feet on stream. Where were you then, chat? Huh? Maybe if you were here, you wouldn't have to ask for these things. Oh, I'm out of water, shit. All right, well, I guess we're going to cocktails after this. I've decided if we're doing the live game, we've been streaming for 6 hours already, and we're gonna keep streaming. So we're gonna get a cocktail for later. It's cocktail casting night. This is why we can't have nice things. No, you can have nice things if you're just here. If you were here yesterday, you would have gotten feet. Where was Gondor when the West fell? Yeah, Tilted Sister. Where were they? Cocoon on Vala from the top right of our screen. Oh, Diablo's gonna break her out. The boss is being worked on. This is, by the way, first boss of the game. And it's looking like it's gonna go over to our red team. They will be able to grab it. First boss of the game goes over to the said red team. Leorc does go down. He's gonna drop a few gems on the ground as well. We have a camp through mid lane. That's a shadow charge on to Crimson Chin, who drops down the bunker. Will the boss do a stun right before? No, okay, so the Blaze will be fine to get out of this. Though Vala's got something to say about a stun as she drops the Rain of Vengeance as well. All right, let's pay out the people before I do forget which team gets the first boss. It does go over to our right side, so we'll pay that one out. Mid lane does have a camp pushing in, but the top lane fort does go down. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is a new day. We can't live in the past. Tell my ex that. Wrong button. Hold on. There you go. At first I thought their name was Fratres. No, you have it right. Well played. I do my best. I do my best to entertain. That's what I'm here for. Oh, did Stark win a bet? That's never good. Diablo Apocalypse will be utilized, catching Brightwing, maybe a couple others. And Nubrek does drop the Impale beforehand. Big BFG through the enemy team. Leap of Faith puts the Thrall into a okay-ish spot, but it actually might have thrown off the Sundering angle there. Shot down, doesn't get hit by the Chastise, but Diablo still goes in with the Shadow Charge. Light Bomb not connecting, but it's still fine. A lot of things are used. A kill into a Nubrek is still huge, and I want to point this out, where they're 2 gems away for a turn-in. Vala can get that through the top. The rest of the team can start turning in. Leoric's actually going to grab a camp for bottom. He should be done by the time the gems are grabbed and everyone else turns in. It is going to be slightly delayed, but it's not that big of a deal. I really like this call. Boss up in about 2 minute 30 something. Vala, though, going to get pressured. She gets the leap out from Anduin. And I actually think I said this earlier, but I was incorrect. I have to correct myself. He did not go Piercing Light. I keep seeing stuns that look like Piercing Light go through, but that's a misinformation on my end. We have 3 gems needed to be turned in on either side. 90-something HP, I think, was the Tyrael right there. The Orc's got the turn in. He's going to try and sneak away towards the bottom. And with the enemy zone back and a Nubrek dead for 5 more seconds, this is going to be our red team with a turn in. Maybe Baha will cast our team one of these weeks for a huge entertainment value of watching how often we can almost throw. What's your team again? It's Brothers in Latin, but it's also the name of a 1977 music composition written by Estonian composer. Oh, okay. 2 heroes, 1 fountain. Oh, I was gonna cast you guys earlier today, but I didn't because your videos aren't uploaded. I was literally gonna cast your team earlier today, and then I didn't because you didn't have your VODs uploaded. I don't think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Okay. All right. See, there you go. That's why. Because I was gonna grab that game, and I was like, oh yeah. Okay, got you. God, I keep going to drink water and I'm all out. God dang it. Well, let me know the next time your game goes uncasted. I'm gonna be doing NGS casting probably twice a week. Wednesdays and Thursdays should be NGS casting days, so I mean, I'm back on my bullshit as always. 21 apiece in levels, 11 to 9 in kills. Nubrek burrows in deep onto the Anduin. Meanwhile, Diablo tries to go onto Sergeant Hammer, so a bit of a split when it comes to our tanks. Turn-in availability exists over for the side of I'm Not Trolling. Emerald wins from Brightwing, tries to push back Leoric, but he is able to Wraithwalk before that. Gets the... Oh my god, the second Wraithwalk, because he does have the cooldown reduction from the level 13-16 synergy. He buys a little bit of time. That was 2 Emerald wins from Brightwing, as it was buffed from that level 20 recently. Not recently, a patch a while ago. But you also, it no longer costs the insane amount of mana, it just reduces it down to 5 seconds. Now, let's see, what do we have here? Another Emerald Wind. 1 gem necessary for Web Weavers. Blaze grabbing a camp. We have a Catapult in this bottom lane, dealing 708 damage into structures, and you can see that keep. Ooh, the wave actually came in, so Blaze is showing. Cocoon! Anti-synergistic Cocoon. I don't think Vala took any damage from that. She might have taken a bit of damage. Mexican 96 trying to back away, drops the Rain of Vengeance. We have a Light Bomb from Anduin. Members are backing away. This is going to be some back and forth poke at each other. Tyrael separated from his allies. There's an Entomb from Leoric. He Wraith walks into the enemy team. Tyrael does go down. He's looking for cooldown reduction on his, off of his trait, and he got like, I think it was like 7 seconds of cooldown reduction on his death timer right there. That's why he's going to be sitting somewhere in the 46-second mark. Leoric already did go down. It's 2 for 1 in favor for the side of our red team as Vala continues to chase this bug. She's like a pest controller. Chastised from Anduin, connects onto a Nubrak. Vala vaults forward, multi-shot, and that's the kill into a Nubrak. Back to work. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the lurk, Tilted Sister. You have a great evening if you're lurking, and I'll see you next time, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Things are okay. Things are okay. We have panic attacks at night, but you know what? They're so regular. It's just another night. Vala to work on the boss right now, and the rest of the team comes through. Turn-in might be snuck in by Brightwing or Blaze. Leoric is kind of floating between the two turn-ins. Oh no, he's just going up into top lane. Okay, so we could see a Webweaver turn-in snuck in by I'm Not Trolling, but I think it's all about that boss, even though Sergeant Hammer just now respawns. Okay, Wraith walk in from Leoric. He kind of scouts ahead for the allies. Blue Webweavers to descend and defend. Boss pretty late game right here, 20 minutes into it. 21 minutes into it, excuse me. Ultra capacitors for the Sergeant Hammer, so she's just trying to keep those autos up. A new Brat goes in with the burrow, pokes at Diablo. There's a Tyrael Judgment, Leap of Faith. BFG rolls through the enemy team, so an Entomb from Leoric as well. A Nubrak burrows in and lands inside that Entomb. Seems like the keep will go down to the boss. And that's all she wrote for the top lane push. Until then, it's going to be clearing out what the enemy has summoned in mid and bottom. Top lane Webweaver fairly far back. I expect it just to die before it really gets too far into lane. It's losing like 100 or so HP. 122 HP, I think it is. It's losing a second. Does it have a stat for that? I'm curious. Attack damage, health. No, okay. I was wondering if it had like negative regeneration or something like that. Apparently, the model name for this is Soul Eater. I didn't know that. Apparently, the model name for the Webweavers is Soul Eater in the game. If you go to Alterac Pass and you click on the bosses when they're like at the camp, they're called Jungle Grave Golem Defenders. And then when you grab it, they become Jungle Grave Golem Laners or something like that. It's weird. It's just, I don't know. It's little facts of the game. Top lane's got a huge wave coming in, still as the babies, as Justin would call them. Turn-in doesn't really exist for either side. 41 in the pockets for our blue team, as they actually get those turned in immediately, and 40 in the pockets for the opposing side red team. But Leoric will clear out a massive wave in top, and he should be able to pick up quite a few. He did miss one. How dare you, Leoric? You're missing... Leo, bud. Hey, you're missing a gem. Get the gem. He like actively walked away from it. Come on now. Kids these days. So, bottom lane keep low and exposed. Top lane completely open, but bottom lane on the opposing side low and exposed. So, it might be a race to see who gets the next Webweaver turn-in and who can kind of push up their waves a little bit here. That seems like that's the game plan or the direction this is heading. Leoric will turn in 17 gems. Tyrael just clearing out the mid. The tension here, it's high. It's very high here. It's map number 2. We could be seeing a third map if the members of I'm Not Trolling can find a good fight. Maybe this is it right here. Nubrak goes onto the Diablo. Is there a Leap of Faith? Yes, there is. Rain of Vengeance to push back the enemy as well. Windfurrier from Thrall will be popped. He also did go Elemental Momentum. Basic attacks reduce Thrall's basic and heroic ability cooldowns by 0.25 seconds. Tripled against heroes, so 0.75 cooldown. Constant cooldown for the Thrall. Does have his Thunderstorm done as well. Mid lane push is looking good. There's a Cocoon onto Diablo. Tyrael judgments into the backline onto Anduin. Jet propulsion from Blaze. Leorc with a huge buried alive. Anub'arak goes down. Apocalypse from Diablo. Bunkers out from the Blaze. Leorc goes and puts pressure onto the Sergeant Hammer. Hellgate forward from Diablo, which kind of creates a zone, as that is Brightwing. Sergeant Hammer, the assumed kill onto Blaze. Crimson Chin will fall. The wave is cleared. Tyrael getting chased down by the Anduin. Will he be able to get away? Okay, Chastise. With the level 1 of Tyrael at 51 stacks, yeah, I don't think you can auto through that. But Anduin, he's gonna go ahead. You gotta get those 4 gems in. No, it's gonna be core called by the side of our red team. Ladies and gentlemen, our 4th best 3 of the day, and not our last, is going to be going over to the side of our red team in a 2-0. An extremely well-played game between both of these teams, but that is map 2 and this 4th series over to them. GG!